Ow. Alright. Working on you a bit more. Gotta go look at the camera, buddy. That way the audience can see you. There we go. No! Come on! Focus. Hocus focus. Babe!
Yeah?
You come here?
What's up?
Can you fill up my water bottle, please? I love you very much.
I love you. I'll be right back.
Come on, can you focus? Come on,
Put your
focus.
head behind the model. Eliminate as much background as you can.
Come on, focus on the model. Fine. Let's see how it is. Evil camera. Cool, which chapter? It's not a chapter. This is a Custodes. They're the Emperor's personal bodyguard. They are not a Space Marine chapter at all. Also, nice to have you here, Digital Viking. Yeah, I'm a bit late. Sorry about that. I was eating dinner, and we watched the new episode of Hawkeye. Well, the first episode. Nice to catch one of these streams. Yeah, I stream every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Thank you, babe. I love you. I stream every Thursday, Friday, and Monday night. Because it is the best days for me to stream. Hey, Golden Boy. Hey, Farva. How is everybody else's night coming along? Oh, I'm going to have to touch up that black. Damn it. Breathe. We're here now. We get to just enjoy the comforts. Relaxation. Hey, Dragon. For the first time ever, I can now, well, not ever, but now I can focus on both chats. I'm just looking at the multi-stream chat as I do this. How are you doing, bud? I'm doing okay. I've had to deal with some stuff today, but other than that, nothing bad. Hey, Robo, good to see ya. Very proud of the video that I made today for Chaos Space Marines, and thank you to the wonderful members of Discord that helped me with some of those ideas. You guys are wonderful. So how about all you guys? How's your night going along? And sorry, I do just need to get a closer look at what I'm doing here, because I'm using gold as a secondary color, and I need to pay attention to what I'm doing with it. So, which chapters would you say are most vulnerable to chaos corruption? That depends on what you mean there, buddy. What do you mean to chaos corruption? Like those that are easy to corrupt? Because it's not a question of vulnerability, it's a question of what's going on with them. Croqueting a stitch doll for a commission. Oh, that's cool. Last 30 minutes of my shift, and then I'm off tomorrow, so I'm doing great. That's great. It's really great. Well, aren't the Chaos Space Marines just former chapter member? Yes and no. So, Chaos Corruption is a little more insidious than a lot of people give it credit for. It's the best way to describe this. It's not that you're weak for taking it. It's... Okay, the best way to describe it. Everybody is vulnerable to chaos corruption. It's just a matter of you accepting it or not. I like to quote Dawn of War 2, Chaos Rising, when it comes to chaos corruption. Every step along the path may seem insignificant, but together they lead into darkness. Corruption is subtle. It's not instantaneous. It's not like one day you wake up and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna put people's heads on pikes, kind of a thing. No, it's a slow burn to it. Someone said in the comments of that TikTok said that Nurgle doesn't help Slaanesh by using every disease because there's no suffering. Is that accurate? No, Nurgle does use every disease. It's just depending on what he makes or what he believes is good enough. There's more. It's not just it's not just the physical suffering, it's the mental and spiritual suffering in 40k. When your loved one passes away, that too causes suffering, right? It's not just sickness that causes suffering. There's a lot more to it than that. But yeah, corruption is subtle. Even in the Horus Heresy books, the traitor legions were not acting like the Chaos Legions of 40k. They were acting as the 30k legions. So like the World Eaters were still massive shock assault units. They still shocked assault the area, but they didn't just go around randomly attacking people, kind of a thing. It was like a directed anger still. The Emperor's Children were still very precise, very accurate with everything. What else? The Traitor Legions didn't just fall to chaos. Doesn't the excess of using every disease feed Slaanesh? It's not... Okay, let me process this for a minute to answer the question properly. Yes and no. The Chaos Gods do not in and of themselves feed each other, because Slaanesh does not gain power from Nurgle taking pleasure in his work. That's not how Chaos Gods work. The gods working off mortal suffering and such. So no, Nurgle using an excess of his own diseases would not cause that problem. Unless I've totally misunderstood the question. Why is painting Custody so hard? It's not the excess that does it. It's the taking pleasure in the excess that does it. It's enjoying it. Nurgle doesn't enjoy making people suffer. He enjoys them embracing the suffering. That they accept the pain and they embrace it. They stop fearing it. They stop running from it. Because all life is pain, so let me take it away for you. No need to worry anymore because I've taken the suffering away. That's the insidiousness of Nurgle. Life and death, it's all just pain. Let me take it away. That's what Nurgle does. That's neither here nor there. Basically, chaos is a slow force that takes many forms, and the different chaos personifications rise and fall, and the only way to defeat them is to ignore them in favor of peace. Yeah! Here's the thing. The entirety of the Great Crusade was working. There's a reason why the Chaos Gods corrupted Horus. Why they showed him a half-truth. Because the Emperor's plan was the same plan that the Forerunners did against the forces of the Flood. It was to starve them to death. The Emperor's plan was to spread enlightenment and knowledge throughout the galaxy and eliminate religion and worship and gods altogether. The imperial truth was all you needed, i.e. science and reason. Demons aren't science and reason. Angels aren't science and reason. Those are mythological concepts to the Emperor. Now, demons are real in 40k, but they are not biblical creatures. But they act like it because it gives them power. If you keep a populace scared of the boogeyman, you have power over them. And they'll worship you. They'll worship you to make sure that you never come and harm them. Or vice versa, that you'll harm their enemies. So on and so forth. Chaos is insidious that way. Because it's what it does to people. It makes men and women the worst versions of themselves. Eventually. Horus originally betrayed the Emperor because he genuinely thought it was the right thing to do. Because he saw the future. He saw what the Imperium was going to become. Why shouldn't he rebel? Why shouldn't he tell the Emperor and his plans to go suck it? I mean, he saw the future. He saw the Gothic architecture, the Emperor and 9 of his brothers raised upon holier-than-thou statues, worshipped like gods in a post-apocalyptic hell on some random planet. Why shouldn't he rebel? And why would these creatures lie to him? This is the future, right? This is the future his father wants. Now, the insidiousness of that is that it's a half-truth. That is the future, but they let Horus connect the puzzle pieces. They don't fill it in for him. When you see a statue of your father who claims not to be a god, but is being worshipped like one, and you see statues of your 9 brothers, and then the other 9 are nowhere to be seen, what do you assume? You assume the worst. that your father's a hypocrite. That his entire crusade is a lie. It's just to prop him up. And then you're the fall guy. It starts to make sense. In 30K, who did the first wrong thing? I just joined, but yes, let's rebel and overthrow capitalism. What the fuck? It's just bonkers deep. I'll get to you in a second, Robo. But, yeah, so Horus rebelled against the Emperor because he thought he was doing the right thing. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's always been paved with good intentions. Horus rebelled to save humanity, but ended up damning it in the process. Okay, so Robo, you asked who did the bad thing first. You want the legit answer? You want the real answer? Let's go! It was, and I quote, Erebus, first chaplain of the word bearers. Now, why do I say this? Erebus, along with Cor Pharaon, is stream down? Stream shouldn't be down. Stream shouldn't be down. Uno momento, por favor. Uno momento, por favor. Quiet me. No, the stream is not down. Yep, just my slow internet. But yeah, okay, so yeah, like, Erebus is the one that corrupted Lorgar, who then in turn corrupted Horus, who then in turn led to the Horus Heresy. Lorgar may have been the first traitor Primarch, but Erebus, it's arguable that Erebus was the first villain of 40, was the actual bad guy the entire time. Because from the start, Erebus was always loyal to Chaos. He was always their right guy. He was always a loyal servant to the ruinous powers. They may go by different names to him, but he still served them very loyally and very diligently. They told him, corrupt Lorgar and corrupt Horus. And he did so. He did so without question, without worry. Everything Erebus does in the Horus Heresy was divined by the Chaos Gods, and he willingly obeyed because he knew his place in the galaxy. Even today in 40K, he's still alive in 40K. And we fucking hate him. We want to see him die in the books. But he's not going to. Because Erebus has already won. Hell, in 40K books featuring the Word Bearers, he's still one of the highest, he's still in charge, basically. He's still one of the highest ranking members of the Legion. And what does that say about him? His Primarch knows he betrayed him. His Primarch and everyone else knows that Erebus betrayed them. But they don't care. So Erebus is basically the guy who shot Archduke Franz Ferdinand, if I spelled some things wrong. Yeah, he's basically the guy who shot Franz Ferdinand. He's the reason why the Horus Heresy happened. Also, Aramis, thank you for the subscribe. Oh my god, thank you so much. I know nothing of 40k besides some orc just will things into existence. There's a lot. There's a lot to unpack in the Horus Heresy. I'm trying to make a video, and like I tried doing a breakdown of it. It's boring trying to break down the books to me. I can break down events that happened and like talk about individuals in the stories, kind of a thing. And that might be a little more interesting because I could put my own comedic flair into it. But if you are ever going to read the Horus Heresy books, if you read the first Heretic, you are going to experience one of the saddest and dumbest parts of the 40k lore. I am not kidding. The first Heretic book focuses entirely on the fall of the Word Bearers. And the book is fairly depressing with everything that happens into it. Oh, thank you. Hi, Levy! Thank you for the liking on my guard rookie video there, Aramis. And hello, Levy. But yeah, so the Word Bearers. Their book is extremely stupid and extremely depressing. And it all centers around Lorgar. Lorgar... The best way to describe him... What? Oh, we're talking about Horus Heresy stuff. Because I'm painting a custody. Hello. Audio break on my end. Lorgar was just being a tick. Lorgar is a man trying to put blame somewhere else. I.e., I didn't torture them. God told me to do it. I didn't scalp them. God told me to do it. He's trying to put something above himself so that way he can place blame somewhere else for his horrendous actions. I don't really care for Space Marines. My first introduction to 40k was basically Space Marines stop everything you love. Orcs are what later made it interesting for me. That's a lie! And I can tell you why that's a lie, because that's 5th edition. But yeah, I'll explain the Lorgar stuff first, then I'll get into why a lot of people's perceptions of 40k are skewed. Going from there. So basically, Lorgar worshipped the Emperor and did a lot of bad things in his name. And then the Emperor told him to knock it the fuck off. And then when he wouldn't stop, even though the Emperor told him to stop, this is where it's like a really dumb point in the book, is that like the Emperor gets the Ultramarines to go to this planet that like the Word Bearers worked so hard on, like bring it into the Imperium, all that kind of stuff. And instead of like evacuating the city entirely, like just bringing in some guard regiments saying like, hey, you need to evacuate, that kind of thing, like something bad's gonna happen, just get on board and everything. No, they hard drop Ultramarines into the city? Spanish Catholics during the 1600s. Yeah, exactly that. Anyway, so they hard drop Ultramarines into the city, which, if you guys don't know how drop pods work, it's kind of like a meteorite with engines hitting the ground. It's really bad. And they were crashing in through buildings and telling the populace, start moving or else. And guys, I can't give humanity a lot of credit here because we're dumb as fucking bricks a lot of the time. If you see a bunch of armored guys coming from like the sky and they're telling you either move or die, what's your first response? And I know it's not fight back. And it's not comply either. It's scream and run. And then you do everything you can. Yeah, it's run. These people are running from Ultramarines, so they start firing upon them. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this book? That, like, Ultramarines start firing on civilians. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but, like, they have a lot more restraint than that. Half the population won't believe they exist and call it a hoax. You're right, and it fucking sucks. But yeah, so, like, the Emperor tells him, like, the Emperor forces the word bearers to watch the city burn as they kneel before the Ultramarines. And that does something to you. That broke the word bearers. Because they legitimately thought they didn't do anything wrong. They were just doing as they were told. So why were they being punished? Even Lorgar was like, why the fuck am I being punished? I'm just telling people that you're a god. But the Emperor doesn't want to be seen like that. And so Lorgar has nowhere to put the blame. So what does he do? Erebus and Corferon talk to him. They tell him, if the Emperor was never worthy of your worship. But there are gods that are. Let us guide you. Let us show you. And so, Lorgar Aurelian goes to the warp, goes to the Eye of Terror, and goes on a pilgrimage inside the Eye. Beats a Avatar of Cain, which honestly isn't that much of an accomplishment. Because, like, everybody beats the Avatar of Cain. Like, if you haven't beat the Avatar of Cain, are you even a 40k character at this point? Like, come on. But yeah, goes in, and then comes back out, and then is told by the demons that, hey, we want to come party in the real world, but we need bodies to do that. And Lorgar says, okay, what do you need? Well, we need some bodies. Okay, how do I give you bodies? Just send 100 of your sons and a ship crew in here, and we'll take care of all the rest. And Lorgar says, okay. And they say, you know we're going to torture them, like, and horribly, like, break them, right? Combat Veteran reacts. He reacted to the Heresy fan animation not long ago. He talks about how people are dumb and often wait till the last minute to evacuate. Yes! Oh my god! Oh! I haven't seen that video. I don't know who the Combat Veteran is. But no, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's depressing. It's a very depressing notion, and I like to think better of people than like that. But usually it's true. Take yourself. Half the population is probably dumber than that. I can hear your blood pressure rising. Probably. But yeah, so like Lorgar is told to his face that like, we're going to make your son suffer. And his reaction is, okay, with a smile on his face. An honest-to-God smile on his face. And the main character of the book is describing to him everything that happened and he saw. Like, the literal hell that he was put through while being possessed, and then starving and dying of thirst for 3 months to the point where they had to cannibalize the crew and their dead brothers just to survive for 10 of them to make it back. And yes, He was possessed. He became a possessed Marine. And he was telling his Primarch all of this and said, we should not do that again. This keeps up. No, I'll be fine, don't worry. And guess what Lorgar says? Oh, no. This was a success. This proves that the gods are real, and we should worship them. Leading to the main character of the book going, excuse me, fucking what? And leads me to go, excuse me, fucking what? You suffered, so proof. Lorgar, proof is suffering, so you suffered proof. Yep, pretty much. But yeah, getting off this topic. Because the Wordbearer story is just depressing. Like, it all ends in the culmination of, you didn't get a fucking choice. Like, the demon that possessed the main character verbatim says that. You don't get a choice. You never had one. Every time you thought an idea was your own, wasn't your own. That's Lorgar telling you what to think. And that broke me for the book. And that made the Wordbearers the most depressing legion in the entirety of the Horus Heresy for me. They don't get to choose. They never had one. They never had a choice. They are just puppets for a man who's so delusional that he needs a god to blame for his own actions and mistakes. Instead of taking responsibility for being a horrible person, just continue to put blame somewhere else. And the Wordbearers are stuck. There is no choice. There is only the will of Lorgar. Do you guys understand, like, how depressing that is? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like the Imperium of Man are evangelical fascists. Modern day Imperium is. Like, the 40k Imperium is. Yes, the Imperium of 30k... yeah, they're fascist. They're straight fascist. 40k just brought in the religion part of that. The Imperium was never meant to be seen as the good guys. They never were. There are good people in it, but the Imperium, the organization itself, is not good. But in the 40k universe, it's justified for their existence because any other government would fail. Now, that doesn't make it right, and that doesn't make it good. Are there any good guys in the books? Yes! Caiaphas Cain is a good guy. The Ultramarines are technically good guys. Gulliman is a good guy. But then again, to the Orcs, Ghazghul's a good guy. To the Ynnari, Yvraine is a good guy. To the Tau Empire, the Ethereals and Shadow Sun are good guys. It's all a matter of perspective and what side you choose. In reality, none of them are good. If you really want to stretch it, the only good guy I think that is in 40k is Farsight. No, all the factions are considered different versions of Dark Grey. They have their noble points, but a lot of them are bad. Weren't there Ultramarines shooting at civilians a minute ago? Yeah, that's the Ultramarines Legion, and they were ordered to do that by the Emperor, and you don't say no to that. Even Gulliman felt like Gulliman didn't want to do that. The Ultramarines didn't want to do that because there was no point to it. It was pointless. There was no benefit to blowing up one of their own cities, killing their own civilians, and just doing horrible shit. There was no point to it at all. And Gulliman even says this much in his own books. He says that that was the most pointless thing to ever happen, and all it did was break brotherhoods. It broke trust. The Ultramarines and the Word Bearers would never be the same after that again. And now, like, a lot of you are like, well, why couldn't they say no to the Emperor? It was impossible. His infinite charisma could make you do anything. Brothers turned on brothers. Exactly! Now, what was that one question that I was asked? I don't really care. Okay, so. Space Marines. Why are they seen as unstoppable? Well, they're not. They are the poster boys of 40K. And as I said before, codexes are written as propaganda for that army. A lot of people don't notice that because you're not supposed to see propaganda. Your book will always tell you that your faction is awesome, that your faction can never be beat, and that it's inevitable that you will rise to become the greatest force in the galaxy. Unless you're the Tyranids, which in that case your entire book is, and then we got stopped, 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 and then we got stopped. That's the entirety of the Tyranid Codex. This seems like a really depressing... No! Really? I'm sorry. In the grim darkness of the far future, where there is only war, and no one, and you, the individual, mean fuck all to them. Where could you have guessed that this was a depressing universe, my friend? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that was rude. But yeah. Everything sucks in 40K. The reason why we like it is because we like to know about the universe. If you like the Imperium because the Imperium is fascistic and a horrible place that you idolize, there's a problem. I know nothing, I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. It's only been in recent years where 40K has finally hit mainstream. Do not apologize for not knowing the lore. This isn't the Star Wars fandom. I can tell you that much. Shouldn't the Tyranids be... And then we decide to go somewhere else. Yep. That is exactly it. Oh, so getting off this topic for a hot minute, I have some good news for Wednesday. Ya boy, am going to be on a live with a guy called Acme Villain Support. He is a TikToker. I don't know if any of you guys have heard about him, but I'm going to be on his live this Wednesday. Oh, Shutterseed. I love his stuff. Yeah, I'm going to be on his live. I think we're just going to shoot the shit, talk, and get to know each other a little bit. The best help desk for minions, villains, and ne'er-do-wells? Yeah! People were adding him about my stuff, and he got in contact with me saying like, "Hey, do you want to do an interview and everything, or like talk and everything?" And I immediately jumped on it. The Borg just need to stop. But yeah, like I haven't watched much of his stuff. I just know that like from what people say is that like he's a really cool dude, he's really nice. And I like to just meet new people and get to know them. So I'm excited. I have to pass up on DMing for D&D on Wednesday, but this will help me a little bit. Plus, like I get to meet other creators and such, and I'm just excited. Nervous as all hell, but like excited. I also got new red. New red paint. New red paint. New red paint. Also, guys, we broke over 30 patrons, by the way. Over 30 patrons! Oh my god, guys! I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god. Shit. No, please don't go on the black. Ah. We'll tune in for the live. Woot. Yeah, so just going to promote my Patreon here for a moment. So guys, the Patreon has been updated a little bit for your convenience and such. If you subscribe to a $10 on my Patreon, which is the highest tier, you can now request videos that you want me to do. So, like, if you want me to do like a specific Dave the Minion thing, or you want to see 40K, like all those games and such, react to each other again, kind of a thing. All you gotta do, subscribe to Patreon, and you can request it directly to me. I am checking my Patreon every day for commissions and work, or like things that you guys want me to do, or just checking because, hey, I like to check. And I'm weird. Plus, as well, if you do join in my Patreon, you get access to come into my Discord and come hang out with me and the community. Plus, play games with me when I make game days, which, by the way, Halo Infinite comes out this week. So we might have to put game nights on hold for just like a little bit, because I want to play Halo Infinite, and you will not fucking stop me. Well, I'm watching you on YouTube and about to follow on Twitch. Yay, thank you! But yeah, last time I streamed, I played Monster Prom with two members of my Discord, Neko and Professor, and they were lovely. They are very lovely people. And it was just really fun playing the game. One of us. One of us. Yeah, boy. Something I am trying to stop in my community, though, is like... Oh, follow Mike. Thank you for the follow. Anyway, one thing I am trying to stop in my community before it like gets really bad is insulting other people. I do not like it. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to preface this. I can't stop everyone. I don't know what I did. I just hit OK. But yeah, I want to make this perfectly clear. I can't stop everyone from like saying things or doing things, but like I'm trying to discourage it because like some people aren't going to agree on a lot of stuff, right? Stupid shit happens and people say and do stupid shit, especially when it comes to nerd stuff. And a lot of people, there are some people that just choose to be ignorant and they don't care and such, and I don't. A lot of it stemmed from like the arguments about like, can the flood do this? Can the flood do that? That kind of stuff with like these people who are passionate about their likes and such, getting really bent out of shape that I said, no, that's not how that works. And then they start like getting mad at me. I don't want to stoop to that level, and I don't want you guys like arguing with that because there's no arguing with it. It's like arguing with arguing with like a toxic Star Wars fan. Even the Star Wars fans hate talking to them. And I just want a community that like welcomes all kind of a thing. I sound really preachy. Actually, I've recently just had to cut a few people out of my life that I met online because they were very problematic people. You're setting boundaries for behavior. Yeah, I expect a certain amount of behavior in my community, kind of a thing. I.e., no one treats others like shit. We all treat each other with respect that is earned. Kind of a thing. Like, we don't. If you prove to be a dick, you're a dick. Kind of a thing. And, like, it's very easy to become a dick online and such, and, like, gain a massive following from being an asshole. Like, one of the people that I saw, like, one of the people that I cut off, he's massively popular, but I don't want that. I don't want that kind of popularity. I don't want that attention. Because it's just nasty and wrong. And I'm not going to say his name because that will just cause shit. Well, Yeah, I'd rather have a community that's very loving and accepting of everybody, and not deal with the I'm just gonna call it as it is, the Ben Shapiro's and all those kinds of people of the world. Because I'm not interested in that shit. I'm very scared. I'm very scared. I'm doing these models for my friend and I'm very scared. Ah. But if I do this, then I can start commissioning other people. Well, I can start asking for commissions, kind of a thing. So that way I have extra money flow coming in. Agree. Conduct yourself with proper behavior. Yeah. The Tylers. Tyler ones. Basically. Yeah. I do not like. I'm gonna level with you guys, because I was an asshole when I was younger. Now, there was a lot leading up to that. I was very lonely, very unpopular, kind of a thing. And that makes people resentful. And I'm not going to justify what I did when I was younger. I will never justify what I did when I was younger. Because I was an asshole. I was a prick. And I was no better than the people that bullied me. And I had taken steps to address who I am as an individual, and I have grown from that, and I have become a better person than that. I like to think. I won't go into detail about like how much of an asshole I was, but like it was not pretty. And I know that can taint an image of someone to some people, and I understand that that does. And it's kind of why I am the person who I judge you for the person that you are now. The person that you choose to be right now. I don't like judging people for their pasts. Because then, like, what would that say about someone like me? And I'm not gonna cop out and say, like, well, everyone was an asshole. No. Not everyone was an asshole when they were growing up. You may have had asshole moments, but that doesn't make you. Having a moment does not, in and of itself, make you an asshole. Quoting Hellsinger Bridge, no one is there. No one in their early 20s isn't kind of an asshole, unless they're sociopaths. You're a sociopath. And yeah, everyone is kind of an asshole when they're 20, and I'm hard on myself because that's just who I am, and my partner doesn't tend to agree with how I see myself, which, fair. But, like, there's a lot more to that. God, I need to do touch-ups on this, and I hate it. But yeah, like, I do not like people being assholes in my community because then it's not welcoming. It's not letting people in that need a home in a community. Now, by extension, I don't want assholes in my community. And I've made it abundantly clear where I stand. We all hold ourselves to higher standards. Now, there's a healthy way of doing it and there's an unhealthy way of doing it. And I'm not gonna lie, I tend to do the unhealthy way of doing it. Which isn't good. let's not be unreasonable here. Here with some feelings. It's not good to do that to yourself. Paradox of tolerance. Yes. I fully embrace the paradox of tolerance. And yes, yours is unhealthy if you're holding yourself to unfair high standards. Don't beat yourself up if you fail or stumble. Get back up, accept that you failed, push on. Learn from your failures and your mistakes. Don't let them eat you alive. But yeah, like, I do not like Nazis. See, I eat my failures alive. Can I eat my failures alive? Are you some sort of omnipotent being that I don't know about, Farva? Is there something you're not telling me? For a second there, I thought my partner was watching Shrek 2. Because I heard the I need a hero. Anyway, there are some people that don't deserve kneecap privileges, and Nazis are one of them. Yes! Oh my god! If you identify as a Nazi and think Nazism is okay, please proceed in line to the kneecapping line. You do not deserve to walk. Anyway. If anyone clips that and posts that on Twitter, I'll laugh my ass off. Just be ready for the Nazi hate. God damn it. I just want the gold to be fucking clean. Fuck. Me no type good. Oh, it's okay. I don't type good either. I learned to type when I was in grade 8. I kid, it was grade 6. You type fine. By the way, how is this guy, like, looking, you guys? Like, is he coming out okay? Gold comes from the ground. It will never be cleaned. It is dirt. What a rotten world. Who names their planet dead? Earth is just dead. Yeah, like, how are you guys, like, enjoying the model? Come on. Come on, focus. Focus on the fucking candlestick. Come on. Oh, cool. Didn't miss too much. Nope, we're still just hanging out. There we go. Yes. Yes. Oh, no, I haven't put shades on yet. This is without shades, and I still need to do touch-ups. Screen fuzzy, but look good. Yeah, trust me, this model is not done. I'm asking how, like, it's coming out. Yeah, these are... I'm painting this for a friend, because he got into Kill Team with us. And he wants to play Custodes. And, he wants me to paint his models, and I asked him, like, what does he want? We talked about colors and everything. And we came on Block Wardens, basically. Well, Shadow Keepers is their proper term. It honestly looks great so far, but I didn't know you had to paint the shades on them either. Yeah, so there is different colored shades. Here, I have them right here. Like Angrax Earth Shade. It's an ink. It essentially dirties things up. And that's what I'm going to do with this model. I'm going to dirty it up. I just need to clean up some parts of it. Because that's what it needs. Plus, I need to paint the pommels different colors too. Now, me not being a Warhammer player, I would honestly just think that's fine, but an experienced one would cringe like I do at Yu-Gi-Oh! With noobs. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chat! We have fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! In here. Let's go! Dark Lord, what do you play? That's right, I'm calling you out. It's time to duel. And Dark Lord, if you're wondering, I play DDDs, Dino Mists, Ancient Gears, and, well, first one I play is in my fucking name. Dark Lords, okay? Okay? I'm a Halo nerd. Same here. This Chaos Gate trailer has me excited. Over here with the Magic the Gathering Pokemon and Force of Will. I play everything minus Stargate and Pokemon. Though I did try Pokemon, I couldn't get into it. And remember, kids, just because I couldn't get into it does not mean it's bad. It just means that I suck. But yeah, so my very first tabletop game that I ever got into was Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually. Maliflux is my battle minigame. Neat. But yeah, when I was a little kid, Madolche, Blackwings, Necros, Tri-Brigade, Lyrisk, Altergeist, and very recently Cyberdarks. Oh my god, you play Cyberdarks? You play Cyberdarks? Boys, girls, non-binary pals, we have Cyberdarks! Oh my god! Cyberdarks, guys! You know, that edgy as fuck archetype from the anime? Fuck, dude! I'm not gonna lie, that shit was cringe as fuck. I'm glad you find enjoyment in it, though. I'm very glad you find enjoyment in it. I just like being an ass. But, that's really cool, dude. It's really cool. If you guys are wondering what they got support that makes them really good, I don't doubt that. If you guys are wondering what the fuck we're talking about, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime, there was a character named Zane Truesdale, if you're watching the English dub like I did, because I'm filthy. He was essentially the older brother to the main character's best friend, and he was considered one of the best duelists in the game, in that world. Then he got his ass beat. And then he took on a deck called the Cyberdarks, which is basically like their entire playstyle is that like we ditch stuff to the grave, we ditch dragons to the graveyard, then you summon the Cyberdark, which then takes the dragon out of the graveyard and takes like half of its attack. Or all of its attack, sorry. It's cringe. It was very cringy in the anime. Because, like, the character just became an edgelord who, like, likes BDSM duels. It's weird, and it's a whole thing. You had to be there. Yes, Daddy hurt me harder. It was a whole thing. You had to be there. Magic the Gathering zombies, but worse. Hey, don't you fucking mock zombies. Don't you fucking mock zombies. You hear me? I play Mikalos the Unhallowed. You think I give a shit? I'm willing to let this whole fucking world burn to the ground, Scott. Life is a soup, and I am a fork. Listen, I'm the kind of guy that just bites into the Kit Kat bar. I don't even break it apart. I just bite into it. Why? Because I'm a monster, and I like watching the world burn. I do it for shits and giggles. Do I get more out of it? No, I'm just eating more chocolate at the same time. I have zombies, I have 2 each. You know, I'm amazed that like none of you are reacting to like the Kit Kat thing because I did that in front of my brother and my partner. They threw shit at me when I did that. Do I overhear capitalism and have Dave rule the world? No. I have a lot of people saying like, "Oh, is Dave going to become like the next big bad evil guy?" No, Dave does not have those aspirations. Dave just likes to do his job. But if you but Dave's a spiteful little bastard. He will go out of the best way to describe Dave at this point because of like the little story arc I'm doing with him. Thing that you ask. He's just that nice of a person. He may talk monotone. Now, if you fuck with Dave in any way, shape, or form, or inconvenience him in like not an understandable way, like he understands that like traffic happens. How's the revenge plane going? I can't tell you. Uh, he understands that like shit happens, things get in the way. Understandable. It's when you're intentionally going out of your way to make his life a living hell that he becomes spiteful and he is willing to do anything to ruin your life, kind of a thing. Dave is spite, but he's targeted spite. No one else will suffer. Only the people that wronged him will suffer. Like stealing the notebook, like stealing his fucking hard work. And his hat. You didn't have a reason to steal his hat. Why'd you take his hat? Like, come on. The fuck is the hat gonna do? No wonder he had such a hate boner for Karen. Yes! Karen's inconvenience people. And not in a good way. Not in an understandable way. They just make the workday harder. They make the workplace a more hostile work environment that like no one wants to fucking deal with. And like so many other fucking problems. Dave hates that. Dave will go out of his way to make your life a living hell if you do something to anger him. Now he's not a total monster. He knows when to stop. And that's how I'm making Dave out to be. Dave is not a supervillain, but Dave will go out of his way to fuck you up. But don't worry, you'll see the fruits of that labor soon. And now we let you dry. And then we put camo shade on your red. Then we put non oil on everything that is not silver or gold. Oh. Fuck. Is the hat that made... It's the hat that made Bowser hot. And I mainly... Does Dave need a hug? Dave needs fucking therapy. Just like all of us. We all need therapy. My partner next door. They are watching fuck. What was that Marvel movie called? Am I saying that wrong? What are they watching? Kinky? No, it's that new Marvel movie. The one with the Rings of Power in it. Why am I forgetting his goddamn name? The Ten Rings? Yes! Oh my god! Fuck! I'm dumb. Oh yeah, this is coming in a lot better. Now that we're getting the washes on him. Close that, I'm not having a fucking spill. By the way, if I spill anything, the stream ends early. Shang-Chi! Thank you! Oh my god! My partner is watching Shang-Chi in our room right now. Alright. And now we just let this poor little bastard dry and he'll be done. Not done, just lost the thought for a second. Yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You know, where the Mandarin should have been. Yeah, fuck you, Iron Man 3. Bad movie. Bad Iron Man movie. Good premise, good idea. Horrible fucking execution, in my opinion. And no, it's not because Gwyneth Paltrow ends up saving the fucking day. It's because just how they wrote it. And that Tony gets over his PTSD because a little kid told him, get over it! Which, yeah, that's what you tell a survivor of PTSD. Get over it! Come on, old man. You nearly fucking died? Nearly fucking died trying to save the world? Fucking get over it. That's what I took from the movie. But, like, if anyone else took it differently, then good on you. You see something in the movie that I don't. Fuck you, lamp. Turn on. Fuck you, lamp. Turn on. Turn on, lamp. Lamp! Lamp! Thank you. Thank you, lamp. Now we're going to take pictures of this thing. Oh, so it was something fucking up. Hey, he's done. I'm gonna send pictures to my friend first because he deserves to see his like how his models are coming out. Do 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 do. Here you go, buddy. Sending all those to you now. Ta! Ba-da-ba! Alright, so any questions that you guys have for me? Or like want to ask me? Go ahead. Go ahead and ask me any questions you want. Except the sexual questions. I won't answer those. I'll ignore them. If you ask them, I'm going to be very upset with you. I'm just going to put this over here for I'm just going to take a break from painting because my hands hurt. Why are mommy and daddy fighting? You see, son, mommy and daddy fucking hate each other. They want nothing to do with each other at this point, and having that second kid was a bad idea. So instead of gracefully handling their marriage, they're just gonna keep arguing because that's the best thing they know how to do because their broken parents didn't know how to raise them properly. So it now expands to you, which then inevitably will lead you to making better decisions than they ever have, but leaving you with all the trauma. It's a little Timmy's fault. It's never Timmy's fault. It's never Timmy's fault. Fuck that episode of Fairly Odd Parents. Fuck that episode. Like, okay, I'm gonna vent here a little bit. And it's nothing against you. I wasn't going. I'm going there now. So, y'all remember iCarly? Y'all remember your boy Spencer? Oh God, my speakers. I'm sorry, Dark Lord. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm very worried like I damaged your shit. I have angry boss. Have you seen the new Hawkeye TV show? I watched the first episode before I came to stream. Hello again, I had to go shipping. You mean shopping? And yes, I have seen the new... I've watched episode 1. It's a little bit slow. I don't know how I feel about the new character yet. It's a bit interesting so far. By the way, was the watch that they were trying to get in that was that one of the time traveling watches? I don't remember. But anyway, he's done. Look at that. So much better now, right? Come on, focus. Focus on fucking candlestick. How's that looking? Looks way better, right? I'm going to annoy my partner one sec. Babe! You come here? Yay! You guys get to hear my partner. You won't get to see them, though.
Hi.
Hi!
What's up?
Done.
Ooh. Ooh, I think Jason will really like that. Oh, that's so pretty.
You got the pictures first. Then he uploaded them everywhere else.
That's some really clean work with that gold too, babe.
I figured out how to make gold work clean.
That is beautiful.
Oh my god, that took forever.
I'm proud of you.
I get kisses, guys. I get kisses. I'm happy. Today is a win. I got kisses for this. I got money and kisses for doing this. Ooh. Honestly,
I love you.
who grew up but didn't do it well. I love you too. Woo, money and kisses. Yeah, so I watched Quentin Review's retrospective on the show. And I now know why I feel so awkward around other why I feel so awkward around people. Because of one fucking episode that when I reflected upon it, oh yeah, I did feel like I was a piece of shit. It was that episode with that one neurodivergent girl who like wore the duck mask and went like wank 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 wank. That person. That made me feel bad. That made me feel terrible. I bet it made a lot of people with neurodivergence. No, fuck you, Gibby. Gibby did nothing wrong. Gibby never went wank wank. It was like this one girl who like only popped up like once in a while, but like, fuck. It's hard to explain, but if you can, go watch the Quentin Reviews breakdowns of the iCarly seasons. The problematic girl is in the first video. I know the one. Yeah, you know the one, Farva. Yeah, when I was younger, I felt like shit after that. And then I repressed it, and then here we are now. I love Gibby, but he didn't like fight her. Oh no, that's you're thinking of another girl. You're thinking of the girl that kidnapped them. This girl was just like super fan, but like she acted like she was autistic. Gibby is the god of self-confidence. I worry about that actor, by the way. I'm very worried about him. That no one cared for. There you go. Like I'm very worried for that actor because like I'm very scared that like he's going to become like that like Nazi like gamer guy on. I'm just gonna lower this down to the ground a bit more, so that way you guys can see the model a little better. Can you focus on the model, please, there, camera? Thank you. Let's move some other things out of frame because like you're focusing on the wrong. Focus on the thing that's in center, please. Thank you. Really? Fuck you. Blurry model. Blurry model syndrome. Hey, side question. What do you think of Blood Bowl 2? I love it. It's a great game. Absolutely infuriating, but that is part of the fun of Blood Bowl 2. For Blood Bowl 2, I play Sortises, I play Nurgle, because I love fucking with my opponent. It's great. We back during lockdown, during COVID, the guys that I play 40K with, we made an online league for it. Isn't that cool? Like we made an online league for it to help keep our sanity, and oh my god, it was so much fun. Every time my Beast of Nurgle would move, I was like, I'm coming to hug you. I'm coming to get you. Yup. And it was frustrating as all hell when the Beast decided that, now, you know what? I'm too stupid to move. And then I had to sit there and watch as my Beast of Nurgle did nothing, and then a mummy came up and sucker punched it. You said you DM for D&D, right? Is it okay to ask about that? Yeah, go ahead. What do you want to know? Totally okay to ask. But yeah, like I'm totally open with like the D&D questions and everything. I don't know everything. Don't expect me to be knowledgeable. I'm still relearning the system, relearning everything that I can. Hey, Farva, thank you for the gifted subs. The more you sub, the more power I get. Oh, click here to reload player. Okay. Come on. I didn't do anything. It says you gifted 2 subs. Assuming you have your own homebrew setting, is there anything you're setting you're particularly proud of? I'm not running my I'm not running a homebrew. I'm running the pre-built Strahd campaign right now. I DM for Adventures League. Shh, Tucker did it. I DM for Adventures League, guys. Like, I am building my own world, but like, it's taking a bit. But I can talk about it. Well off ever since he played iCarly and even has his own family. That's great. That's really great. I'm glad for him. But so I am planning out my own campaign, but I lost all the goddamn notebooks, so I have to restart. So it's not anything big. It's just kind of like my magnum opus. Because I also, when I was younger, I wanted to be a writer, but like things change. Come on, you focus when my finger is on the model. You focus when it's like right there. But you don't focus on the model itself. What is wrong with this camera? Anyway, how would you make a charismatic rogue that is basically a more competent version of Robin Hood from the movie Men in Tights? Build a charisma-based class. He's currently 25 years old. Damn, he's 2 years older than me. Anyway, so building a charisma-based rogue. You take a race that is good in charisma. So like elf or something like that, or half elf or human. You stack your second thing. You stack you gotta keep your rogue stuff, so you gotta build some things in speed. But you then put your second highest number in the charisma stat. Well, I put Pokemon Brilliant Diamond into my Switch. Fuck you! I want Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, but I'm poor as fuck. Anyway, maybe put your hand behind the model. I did that. Didn't work. Oh, well it worked for a second. Where you can pretty much play D&D, but... Woo! No, you fucking camera. Anyway. Camera, you make me sad. Oh, now you want to focus on him. Okay, fine. Whatever. Fuck you. So, going from there, you put your second stat in the charisma stat, and then you build the character from there. And then whenever you have a stat increase, either increase your dex or increase your charisma. Then take a backstory, backstory or a past that builds up your charisma, gives you charisma skills. Basically, that's how you build the ultimate rogue charisma build. As for the world that I was building, it's an interesting world, to say the least. It's entirely based around it's like one massive continent with like rivers running through it. And so all these nations originally were at war with each other. Think like massive Napoleonic wars where like everyone was at war with each other. And then all of them agreed that they were sick and tired of war. So they needed neutral places to build. Also, I make Caiaphas can't hear the Imperium. Oh, fuck you. So basically, they all agreed that there would be these neutral zones called border cities. These border cities basically act as stop points, neutral points, and negotiation areas. Where like one country doesn't have to feel like one country's leader doesn't have to feel intimidated by the size of their neighbor, because they're all on even playing fields. And the cities themselves operate under their own government. And each city is not the same. Like the first city, Prospero, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's entirely based on a council system. Like you're elected to council. You like 5 people are elected to council. They then lead the city for like the next 5 years. So you can get a better camera. I don't want to do a GoFundMe. Those things are. I don't want to do a GoFundMe. Please don't make me do a GoFundMe. I'm very worried about those things. So the all these countries agree to it. It's a standing agreement, and if any country tries to override the independence of one of these city-states, the other nations will gang up on that nation. It's kind of like a mutual agreement. Later on, the king and queen of the country of Luna. Okay, won't do that. Good, please, God. The country of Luna and its neighbor, the country of Sol, are two polar opposites of countries. Like, the kingdom of Sol is arid, dry lands, deserts, all that kind of stuff. Building a very harsh and very survival-esque nation. I'm going to head out, say goodbye to YouTube chat because it's about to die. Yeah, I promote my Twitch chat a lot more. I should really start promoting my YouTube chat. What else? So, like, yeah. Like, I made the entire nation of Sol. It has, like, people that sand ride, that kind of stuff. And the Kingdom of Luna is, like, your stereotypical mountains and forests. Like, it's very beautiful, very lush. The city, like, it's forests and mountains because it's, like, dwarves, elves, humans living together. College Humor CEO video. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, like, it's a bit weird for me. Anyway. So yeah, like, the two countries, they usually fought with each other, but thanks to, like, this ongoing peace, the adults are trying to get, like, their children to get along, so that way, like, they'll be friends and they're less likely to declare war on each other. Kind of a thing. And then the princess and prince of the Kingdom of Luna go missing. And the prince of Sol is looking like the most likely person that made them disappear. But the king and the queen know that's not true because the people of Sol would never do such a thing. So they bring on the party made up of both criminals and adventurers. And it's like an entire path system I made. Like, you get bonuses for starting out and such. If, like, you pick criminal or something like that. The CEO video about CEOs seeing what their website product is actually being used for and losing their shit. Yeah, GoFundMe kind of has a bad rep, and I don't want to go to GoFundMe. I'm kind of wanting to do this by myself. With your guys' support, thank you very much, but, like, I do not like GoFundMe. And it's not like GoFundMe's bad, okay? It's not like GoFundMe is bad. It has been used for doing good, very good things. I just don't want to use it myself. Any opinions on firearms in D&D? Need more of them. They need more firearms. I like black powder weapons. Don't bring in, like, fully automatics or revolvers. Fuck those things. I want good black powder weapons. Pathfinder did them right. I want good black powder weapons. Like, a gun should be more dangerous than a crossbow, kind of a thing, right? But, like, there's advantages and disadvantages to taking said firearms. There always should be. One, it takes longer to reload a firearm, like a black powder rifle, than it would to take a crossbow. Bullet should do more damage than a crossbow bolt. So, like, a crossbow bolt does, what was it, like, D8? Looking at this damage right now. How much damage does a crossbow do? In D&D. 1d8 piercing. A gun, a firearm in D&D should do 1d12. Or 1d10 at least. And then as you level up, you get to add dex to damage and go from there. And yeah, like, there should be a class that specializes in guns, like what Pathfinder does have with the gun boy. Firearms in a game soon. Okay, so Pathfinder uses guns in this way. Pathfinder has a armor system. Well, this is Pathfinder 1E. I don't know how 2E is doing it now. Pathfinder 1E had touch AC. Basically, how big are you, and, like, your size matters in this instance. So, like, if you're massive, if you're a giant, you have shit touch AC. It is very easy to hit you with touch weaponry. Like, guns. It's very easy to hit you. If you're small, like a pixie, your touch AC is through the roof. You are very hard to hit because you're fast. You just are a smaller target, kind of a thing. Because, like, it takes less time to aim to hit you. Some ranged weapons in Pathfinder use the touch AC, including spells. And guns, when they are within their... guns have a minimum effective range. Well, a maximum effective range. And then once you're past that maximum firing range, you lose touch. You lose the advantage to hitting touch. Like, a black powder rifle in Pathfinder is, like, range 40 feet for hitting touch. And if your target is outside of 40 feet, then you lose the ability to hit them with touch. I know Rift's Earth has things for guns. You can have it fully automatic, but each shot takes 1 action. Reloading takes 2 actions, if I remember correctly. In Pathfinder, they have skills to mitigate the reload. Like, if you take a quick cartridge and you have the rapid reload, it's a half action to do it. But that's Pathfinder, not D&D. If you are going to make firearms in D&D, I recommend creating a skill like rapid reload that allows the person to reload within a turn. Like, take an action, reload with rapid reload. And firearms are dangerous. Like, black powder weapons have a chance of exploding. So on a nat 1, there has to be a consequence to the weapon rolling a nat 1. And this can just happen. Now, the first time is a jam. That's how Pathfinder does it. So the first time you roll a nat 1, the gun jams. And then you have to spend time either fixing the barrel chamber and making sure that it's dislodged and cleaned. And that takes a full turn. Couldn't you do it with quick hands to make it reload faster? Yes. But you have to specifically word it that way. So then, if your player decides not to, they can still fire the gun. It's just that miss chance is now higher. So, like, if it then still is having, like, the jamming problem, and they haven't cleaned it out, on a 1 or a 2, the gun explodes. The gun is no longer usable. And when they're firing with a jammed weapon, they're taking disadvantage with said weapon. So roll twice, take the worst. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Don't make them overpowered. Because, like, that's the disadvantage of what Pathfinder did. Because my friends and I, we figured out how to make guns scary in fucking Pathfinder. Like, exploding bullets. I was just a grenade launcher at one point in the entire campaign. So, like, you don't want that. You don't want your you do not want your gun chemist to be stupidly broken. I understand that misfires are a common thing to balance firearms, but they seem kind of hard to balance, at least for someone without a lot of homebrew experience. Okay, so firearms, they do a lot of damage, and they hit. But the problem is that it takes a turn to reload them, and they don't get bonus to damage. I.e., you're flat damage. Now, you have piercing and blunt damage, but it's flat. They're not magic casters. They're not magic users at all. They don't have, like, the advantages of being a ranger. They don't have the advantages to being a fighter. They are really good at doing, flat damage. They are consistent. That's the speciality of a gunner. They just need to be consistent. Now, they can do things to augment their damage, like getting a magic gun, or like getting a relic gun that you make. But the disadvantage of being a gunner is that you suck in close combat, you have to take time to reload your gun, you get only so much damage. It's consistent damage. It's consistent. But that's it. You can get skills that help you aim better. You can get skills to help you move and keep distance. But you will have to subclass in order to make the gunner more effective. The gunner should not be a sole class. It needs to have backup. Like, you take gunner and ranger, so that way it gets, like, the magic stuff with it. Or, like, you take gunner and fighter, so that way, like, when the gun jams, he can just drop the gun and pull sword. Or, like, you can make a mix, like, the player is wielding, like, 2 pistols in the combat, but he can just drop them and then pull out a sword when he needs to reload. So, like, he does, like, the first shot, the second shot, and then he drops them, pulls out his sword, and goes in for the kill, kind of a thing. Would you like to hear what I'm planning on doing for my guns? I would like to hear it if you want to hear some criticism. I like helping people. I'm just waiting for them to type out. Hey, we're halfway to 3K. Yay. That makes me happy. Doing good, yeah. We're doing good, yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, just waiting on our boy here telling us how he's going to do it. But yeah, like I like black powder weapons in fantasy. I think they're cool. They add some interesting dynamics to it. And, like, it shows that the world's not stagnant. It might take a minute to include everything. That's why I'm talking. Don't worry. Like, I like the gun alchemists in Pathfinder. They are fun, interesting characters because they use science and logic, and it's just like a natural progression because it's just like, in this world, you would try to find something better than bows and arrows, kind of a thing. And, like, if you could make a better long-ranged weapon, you're going to do it. If you're going to make cannons, I want a portable cannon. I don't want, like, these massive-ass things to bog down my troops. They're going to exist. Which is why Pathfinder's pissing me off so much, because their games keep coming out, and they don't put in guns! Now, like, there's a limit to my liking. Because in Pathfinder, they do have 6 shooters, and I hate them. Like the black powder in fantasy, I don't want anything else. Black powder only. But yeah, like, my gun alchemist got stupid because I was doing 2D. Oh, how much damage was I doing? I was doing a flat D12 plus 12d6 for damage. Pathfinder is about maximizing your character, not making the best character. Like, yeah. Pathfinder is about making the best character that you can, not the most interesting character. And, like, my character... We were fighting giants. I was never missing, unless I rolled a 1. I was always hitting, and I could poison those bullets. Those bullets were, like, fire damage, like, to the max. What else? I could, like, improve my aim with it. I could, like, get crits off of it by taking a potion and just saying, nope, that's a crit. And then, you know what's the worst thing ever? Looking at your DM and telling him, I'm doing 2d12 plus a 24d6 each time I crit. And by the way, I was no slouch on the ground. I was firing 4 to 5 shots in a turn. And then I would just instantly reload it the next turn. And then I would fire again. Anything I looked at melted before my eyes. There was no challenge to fighting giants as a gun chemist. There was no challenge fighting pirates as a gun chemist. When you are a gun chemist, the only disadvantage you have is if someone gets close to you and starts smacking you around. But then I say, good luck getting to me. Because I can take wings. Because you never play a gun chemist unless you're playing a tiefling. And guess what tieflings get, people? They can get wings. It is dumb. It is extremely dumb. Once I answer this question, though, I am going to end the stream tonight. I'm tired. I got so much on my goddamn plate. Also, we went up to like a maximum of like 12 people today. I'm very happy about that. Ooh, new Adaptus Custody stuff. Night, man, I'm going to bed. Good night! Good night! Goodbye! Goodbye, goodbye! Ooh. After both sides are deployed, but before you've determined... Sorry, I'm looking at like a new 40k thing. We've been getting drops for, Actually, I'm going to show you guys. Display capture, media source, display capture. If you're tired, I might try sharing another time. Ah, well, you know what? We'll read through this thing because I like 40k and I want to explain stuff. Okay, so. Just gonna enlarge this a little bit so you got... No, stop dragging around camera thing. Focus on the thing, please. Boop. There you go. Now you can see it. Bagoomba. So these are the brand new things that Custodes are going to get with their 9th edition codex, which will come out next year. Martial Kata. To both sides of deploy, before you have determined who will have first turn, you must select a primary, secondary, and tertiary martial kata from the list of opposite from your army to use in battle. Note this down secretly in your army roster. Oh, these are their tactics. Okay. They get to pick before the first turn as opposed to being locked into a particular tactic. GW called it an a la Katare menu of devastation, and that seems pretty accurate. Each kata comes to 2 stances. Callistus. Callistus is the art of keeping up relentless fire while advancing against the enemy. Stance 1. Each time this unit advances, roll 1 additional d6 and discard one of the results. Each time this unit makes a normal move or advance your move phase in your following shooting phases, counts as having remained stationary. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Can't select a kata stance more than once. You must select the primary kata stance first. You cannot select a tertiary kata stance until you have selected the secondary one. Once you select the stance on a different martial kata, you cannot select the stance of a previous martial kata. Okay, so if you pick one, you can't pick the other ones. Well, if you pick one, you can't repick it. This one allows the player to advance and shoot, so like they're able to run up the board and then shoot again. And then they don't take penalties to moving and shooting, basically. Daikatarai. Each time an enemy unit piles in and consolidates, if it starts that move in engagement range, this unit subtract 2 from the distance models on that unit can move for that pilot. Oh no, my orcs. Each time this unit fights, it can use this ability. If it does so, then that fight is resolved. Add one of the attack characteristics. No! That is rude! They get 5 attacks per guy? God, no! Ah, no, bad, evil. So basically, like, you can't get more guys into combat with them, but, like, they could still hit you really fucking hard. Captaris. Captaris is optimized to trap enemy units in close combat. Each time melee attack is made against this unit, the hit reroll cannot be rerolled. Oh, that is evil! Okay, each time an enemy unit, excluding vehicles or monsters, is within engagement range. So, like, touching base to base, like this. With this ability, it's selected. Roll off with your opponent, adding 1 to your opponent's roll if their unit can fly. If you win, that enemy unit cannot fall back. So basically just saying, get fucked, you can't move. Aren't the only options to go with. Once you get the hang of these deadly stances, you'll be able to march all over your opponent in no time. So these are stances that you choose at the beginning of, like... So, like, you pick which stances you want in any order that you wish. But, like, it's descending order. So, like, each of your command phases, so long as one is available, you must select one kata stance to become active of your army. Each time you do so, units from your army with this ability benefit from it until the start of your next command phase. Following rules apply. You cannot select a kata stance more than once. You must select a primary kata stance first, and you cannot select a tertiary kata stance until you have selected the secondary. Once you select a stance of different martial kata, you cannot select a stance of a previous martial kata. So basically, for the first 3 turns, this is your life. This is your life when fighting Custodes. They could start with, I'm just going to keep moving and shooting, or they could just be assholes and... Yeah, so, like, every time they're going to choose the Callistus stance first, because, like, it's just moving and shooting. But then it's Daikatarai or Captaris. It's going to be interesting seeing how they play out, kind of a thing. But yeah, so I'm going to call it a night now. Thank you all so much for coming. And I'm glad that I could finish this model for you guys in front of you. This makes me really happy that I could do this. And I will see you guys on Wednesday when I go to this interview with Acme Villain Support. So yeah, I love you all so much. I'll see you on Wednesday. And then, guess what we're doing on Thursday? Halo Infinite comes out on Wednesday, and I'll be downloading it all day. And we're going to be playing some Halo Infinite campaign. Watch out for spoilers, people, though. It's been confirmed that some games have been released early. So if you're worried about spoilers, stay off of the Halo side of YouTube and Twitter right now. It's going to be spoiler heavy. But yeah, I'll see you all on Wednesday when I talk to Acme Support. Love you all.